Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference. We explore topics, local festivals, arts and entertainment, and local news. For this program and much more, visit us online at yourlocalstream.com. That's yourlocalstream.com.
I call them the peace out generation, which, by the way, my college freshmen told me, they're like, Dr. Furman, that's like so not cool anymore. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do? Like drop the mic? Like what? And they're like, just don't do anything. Like just say peace out. I like doing that. They're the peace out generation, because if they're not happy, they're out. If they're not happy at work, they're quitting, and they don't even give you 2 weeks notice. If they don't like you, they're breaking up with you, and they don't even tell you. Because what's that called, y'all? Ghosting. They're going to totally ghost you. Gen X isn't happy. They go home, they bitch about it. They write like 6 resignation letters to themselves. They get up the next morning, put their pants back on, and like they go to work, right? Not them. They're not happy. They're out. And that is why a lot of them are resigning during this great resignation. Because if they don't feel like you care about them, they're out. And this is where the big disconnect is. The way that they want to be cared about is different than how you think they want to be cared about. Okay? So let's take a look at them here real quick. Let's talk about what they lived through growing up so you understand their lens. My yellows, how old were you when 9/11 happened? Whoever said 18, you're probably more of a cusper, and you're demonstrating more Gen X tendencies. The rest of you who are like 15 and younger, so I heard 7, 8, 11, okay? How old were you when Columbine happened? That was 98. 8, 6, okay? I have my cusper over here. What were you told was going to happen on December 31st, 1999? Okay, so I want you all to think about this. This generation, as young children, had a terrorist attack on U.S. soil that we were told was never going to happen again since Pearl Harbor. They suddenly had these mass school shootings. You were told that the end of the world was going to happen on New Year's Eve. You had Al Gore telling you that the hole in the ozone layer was so big that you were going to have to wear sunblock and sunglasses every single time you went outside. You saw your parents who were solely committed and loyal to that one organization. They let them go. They lost their job. They lost their pension, and they're having to work longer. I want you all to think about this. And so their boomer parents became helicopter parents, and they hovered because life was scary. Can you blame them? Look what they lived through as children. They were old enough to know that scary things were going on, but they weren't emotionally mature enough to process it. And because of that, they are not aspiring for career success. They're not aspiring for job security. Oh, heck no. They aspire for freedom and flexibility because they're living for today because they don't know where tomorrow is going to look like. And that's where you have the big clash between Gen X and millennials, okay? So their communication preference is text or social media. I thought they were going to grow more thumbs because they text away. And their decision-making authority is they want decision-making input. That was important to them. So all of us are in these meetings, and they're standing outside the door going, ooh, can I get in that meeting? And we're all like, really? And they're like, well, yeah, because I can make better decisions than all of you in that room. And it's because growing up, they were given decision-making authority. K through 12 gave them options. Do you want this or do you want this? I even think about vacations, okay? My mom said to me, get your ass in the back of the station wagon. Do y'all remember station wagons, riding backwards? I was like car sick all the time. And we get in the car, and she says, we're going on vacation. So I'm like, okay, Ma, where are we going on vacation? And she's like, we'll figure it out when you get there. And we go like 2 towns over, and I'm like, Ma, I thought we were on vacation. And she says, we're not home, are we? If we're not home, we're on vacation. Fast forward, boomers texting their kids, family meeting, 6 o'clock dining room. So you all get together. Yeah, how many of you have family meetings? Yeah, you know you have them. And they're like, honey, where would you like to go on vacation this year? Should we go to the beach? Should we go to Disney World? Or I even think about breakfast, y'all. So my mom said to me on her way out to work, there's cereal in the cupboard, help yourself, where the millennials are coming into the kitchen and mom and dad are like, honey, what would you like for breakfast? And I saw it. I saw it with my sister, who's a millennial. They're like, would you like cereal or toast or pancakes? And I'm like, pancakes? I had pancakes on Christmas morning, if I was lucky, right? So they had choices. So now they're showing up to your workplaces wanting choices, and you want to know what Gen X is doing to them? Y'all ready? Y'all familiar with the Heisman? They're like, eh. And they're like, oh, but I have this really good idea. Eh. Well, why can't we do this? Eh. And they're like, eh. How many letters do you have after your name? Eh. How long have you been with this organization? Eh. What's your student loan debt ratio that I'm still paying off, right? And when Gen X does this, they do this. And that's why when organizations hire me and give me this money and say, come in and fix our damn millennials, I say to them, you know what? Okay, I'm going to come, but I end up spending all of the time working with my Gen X managers. Okay? They are 36% of the workforce, and they're growing exponentially. By 2025, they will be 75% of the global workforce. So you need to get on board or you need to jump ship. Because if you don't, you're going to either sink your ship or they're going to walk you off the plank. Because they are massive disruptors. That's an academic term. They're changing how everything is done. Why do we have a 5-day work week? Why do we work 40 hours a week? Why are there banker hours? Why do I have to dress professionally? Why? And if because you say, because I said so, or that's the way we've always done it, they're out. They're massive disruptors, and you got to be worried about that piece out. Okay? So let's quickly go through Gen Z. I call them the meh generation, M-E-H-H. They're really not fazed by anything. They grew up during the Great Recession, like, meh, what's the big deal? They only know a world with terrorism in it, like, meh, what's the big deal? Like, blow yourself up, like, clean it up, like, come on, let's keep going. Like, same-sex marriage, what's the big deal? Why do people care, right? They've seen a black president. They've now seen a woman vice president. They only know a world with social media. But here's what's significant. This is going to be the first generation where the Caucasian generation becomes the minority population in America. And they are so dialed into security and stability, and diversity, equity, and inclusion. If you are not being inclusive and seeing people as individuals, they're going to call you out on it, and they're not afraid to do it, okay? Their communication preference, virtual, because they keep reinventing it. They're not texting. What are they doing? It's all videos, yeah. And they yearn for face-to-face attention. Any guesses as to why they yearn for face-to-face attention? Because their Gen X parents are such workaholics, they've neglected them of that face-to-face attention. So you go home and you all think about that tonight, okay? We don't know what their decision-making method is because their Gen X parents are like, I'm the parent, you're the child, you're not making decisions. And we don't know what percentage of the workforce they are because they're just now entering the workforce, which the worst mistake you can make is calling a Gen Z or a millennial, because number one, millennials hate being called millennials. So right now, everybody needs to take that M word out of their vocabulary. It doesn't exist. They hate it, and Gen Z hates it even more. The millennials are 25 to 40-ish, which makes me a little uncomfortable because it's really hard to compare a 28-year-old and a 38-year-old, okay? Here, 24 to 12 are your Gen Zs, and they're very different than millennials. All right, let's move on. What you have to be worried about is they are clashing with Gen Y, the millennials, pretty dramatically because they show up to work on time, they shake hands, they make eye contact, they're dressed professionally. They have a formal signature on their email. Like they email me, Dr. Furman, I apologize for not coming to class next week. I apologize for the inconvenience. And I'm like, you're not inconveniencing me, but okay. But I've already met with my classmates. I'm going to make up what I missed, sincerely signature. These are my millennials, texted me in the middle of the night. Yo, Mel. When's our next exam? And I'm like, yesterday. Oh, can I make it up? No. Can I get extra credit? No. Next thing I know, mom and dad's calling me. Johnny missed his exam. No, I know. Can he make it up? No. Can he get extra credit? No. Well, I'm calling the dean. I am the dean. Like, no. So very, very different. Okay, so let's Keep moving. What we're worried about with this generation is that they are forced to behave like adults as children. Gen Z, we have them doing budgeting in middle school. We have them picking careers in middle school. Picking a career is a very adult decision. So we're expecting them to behave like adults as children, not healthy, by the way. And we're curious that when they actually get out into the workforce, can they really do this thing called adulting? I don't have time to give examples and go into it, but if you want to know more, you can reach out to me and I can give you some more information about that. Okay, so many of your Gen Xers are experiencing burnout, and they are very comfortable with doing things their way. So if, my young folks, you show up and you get this in your face, don't just turn around and quit and peace out. Be patient, build a relationship with them, because they can answer your why. They just don't have time. I don't have time to explain to them why we do what we do. So find when they have more time and they can explain it to you. Okay? Do you all know what this is? That's a high-end typewriter. Boomers may be feeling a little obsolete, and they're not going anywhere. So reinvent them. Give them opportunities to reinvent and recharge them. And they are awesome mentors for your millennials. They gave birth to them, okay? And so don't just write them off and wait, count the days till they retire. Use them. They have so much expertise to provide you. Don't think that the millennials are trophy kids. I hate when I hear that, because here's what I'm going to say to you. Who is giving them the trophies? Were they giving themselves the trophies? No, their parents were. And here, at the end of the day, everybody wants a trophy. Everybody wants to be rewarded across all generations. Everybody wants feedback. And so how many of you have performance reviews? How often are they? Quarterly? Yes.
They're not performance, they're coaching.
You're awesome. He's on it. Y'all need to listen to him. So most people have an annual performance review. That is so dated and obsolete and not engaging your young professionals. Right now, they put something on social media and they instantly get 1,000 pieces of feedback. But yet when they show up in your workplaces, they only get it once a year, and most of the time you rush through it. Where here, this gentleman said they have quarterly coaching reviews, and that is great, because you're not necessarily reviewing their performance, you're having a conversation with them and helping them grow and develop. But here's what I'm gonna tell you, my young folks. If you're not getting the feedback that you need and want, ask for it, okay? Go to the next one. The younger generations want to make a difference, so think about your impact and bring that impact into focus. Every single one of your organizations, you should be able to drill down to your impact. The youngest generation of Gen Z cares a whole lot about your corporate values or your social responsibility. So if you cannot clearly articulate and demonstrate that you're living the values of your organization, they may not want to come work for you, okay? The younger generations like everything personalized, so my millennials, hold up your phones. I know you have them out within arm's reach. Everybody kind of look around at the phones at your table. Okay, Gen X, hold up your phone and or phones. All right, so what you may notice is the younger folks, all of their phone cases are personalized. Like it's sparkles, it's football, it's something personalized. And then you see Gen X and it's like black, white, whatever came free with the case. And if it's something fancy, it's because your kids or grandkids bought it for you and you felt bad, so you put it on, right? So to this point, the gentleman made up front is the one-size-fits-all consistency that HR loves to preach to y'all. That's obsolete, sorry, HR. It's dated. You now have to think about all of your employees as individuals and get to know them individually, and you need to coach them. And you're not going to coach your quarterback the same way you're going to coach your offensive lineman. Okay? Answer their why, and if it's because I said so or that's the way we've always done it, you need to rethink. The young people expect and demand innovation. So if your organizations are not demonstrating, eating, living, breathing innovation, they're out. Okay, so I'm going to close here, and y'all, here's what's super cool. I can do this in 3 minutes or less because it's not rocket science. It's really very, very simple, which I already said. The first thing you need to do is you need to care. And Gen X is like, do I really need to care, or can I just pretend like I care? You not only need to care, you need to communicate that you care. And that's where some of you may not be great at communicating that. People want to know that you care about them. And you have to stop thinking of them as millennials or boomers or Gen X or compartmentalizing or giving them whatever label you want to give them. You need to start thinking of them as individuals and understand that every single one of them has a different lens in how they see the world. And you don't have to like their lens. You don't have to agree with their lens, but you have to respect their lens. Okay? Because everybody comes from a different upbringing, different background. And so the more that you can learn about yourself and you can learn about others, so if any of you have access to assessments that you can take, and we talked about this in the women's program this morning, you need to learn about who you are, your biases, your blind spots, your strengths, your preferences, your communication styles. And then once you know that, you need to learn that about all of your people. And then you need to adjust and meet somewhere in the middle. Because you don't ever want to assume anything. Because if you assume that someone's older, they don't know how to use technology, or the young people are like IT support, you don't want to do that. You're compartmentalizing. And so to get to know your people, you have to be approachable and available. And again, this is where my older folks are struggling with this. You're so stressed, you're so overworked, you're doing a job of 3 people, you're balancing all this stuff. And so I was like, okay, we need to schedule care time on your calendar. And they're like, really? I said, no, you do. And it has to be daily, self-care and the care of others, and you have to be approachable and available so these young people can learn from you. And focus on the similarities. Think about that exercise we did. Go back to your offices. Music is a great thing to bring people together. So maybe on Fridays, wear your favorite concert t-shirt day, right? Mine's going to be the Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Faith No More concert. My U2 concert, you know? Backstreet Boys? Yeah, sweet. So focus on the similarities, not the differences. Okay, who is this? Okay, you make me feel so much better because my college students are like, Karate Kid? That's the movie with like Will Smith's son. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay, so real quick, 80s references, name the movie. This is our time. This is our time down here. Don't feed him after midnight. Ludicrous Speed. Spaceballs. Yes. Something about, I'll just say Goose. Yeah, okay. I feel like I need to teach a class of nothing but all of the fun 80s movies that my college students have no idea what I'm talking about. Okay, this right here is you need to be someone's Mr. Miyagi. Okay? If you take the experience and the work ethic and the resiliency of the older generations and you take them with the ambition and the innovation and the creativity of the younger generation and you put them together, your organizations are freaking amazing. But you have to be Mr. Miyagi, right? Because Daniel's son was like super annoying, right? Like he was like always in his face and he was breaking his bonsai and he was like doing all this stuff. And what did Mr. Miyagi do? He was emotionally mature and he was calm, wax on, wax off, and he helped him be better. Somebody mentored you at some point, so now it's your job to lean in and mentor them. So rather than do this, lean in instead. Okay, so in closing, my last slide here is this whole 45-minute thing you sat through today was a diversity training, because that's what this is. Recognizing and understanding that everybody has something to bring to the table and they all have a different lens, and to stop compartmentalizing. Help them grow professionally and emotionally so they get to that maturity level that you need them to be to bring your organization into the future and to be successful into the future. So that's all I got. Here's my contact information. If you have any questions, Terry does have a handout. We didn't tell you that on the front end. That she's going to email to all of you that has everything that was in my slides, so don't worry if you missed something. And if you have any questions, anything you want, reach out to me. And if you want, you can follow me on LinkedIn. I curate a lot of articles about this topic and my other topics. You know that they come from reliable resources, and I'd love to connect with you on LinkedIn. So thank you for having me. I'm 1 minute over. Not bad.
I broke free on a Saturday morning. listen to the engine roar. My broken house behind me and good things ahead. A girl named Kathy wants a little of my time. 6 cylinders underneath the hood, crashing and kicking. Aha, listen to the engine whine. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I played video games, stuck in a daze. I was 17 years young. Hurt my knuckles punching the machines. The taste of Scotch rich on my tongue. And then Kathy showed up and we hung out, trading swigs from a bottle, all bitter and clean, locking eyes, holding hands, twin high maintenance machines. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I drove home in the California dust. I could hear a voice inside of me hum, picture the look on my stepfather's face, ready for the bad things to come. I downshifted as I pulled into the driveway, motor screaming out, stuck in second gear. The scene ends badly, as you might imagine, in a cavalcade of anger and fear. There will be feasting and dancing in Jerusalem next year. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me. I am gonna make it through this year if it kills me.
I'm Laura, and I'm here with Wendy, who makes these amazing wreaths. I just got one for inspiration. Wendy, how did you get started?
I was involved in animal rescue, and they were having the rescue organization was having a silent auction, so I made my custom paw animal wreath for the silent auction, and that turned into we do craft shows, and it's taken over my whole life now.
Look at the way it shapes the paw. Do you see that? This is the little toes, and that's the paw.
Yeah. So this is my best-selling wreath. I have cat and dog, and it's just kind of taken a life of its own. July will be 3 years I've been doing it.
They are absolutely beautiful. If you like a college team, she's got them with even the field focus, and then she's got some beach themed ones, fishing ones. The fishing one's amazing. and patriotic. I invested in a scripture, and if I could take home two, I would be getting her signature.
So you can find me on Facebook, Etsy, Instagram, Walton Reeves.
Okay. And is there a telephone number or anything?
You can email me at info@waltonrees, WREATH.com.
Okay. Thank
All right,
you.
thank you.
This is really a large crepe myrtle festival. This is first one in a long time, but this is the largest. This is has more vendors than anything I've ever seen downtown Monroe. So it was a much of a success, and I think the people are happy, and couldn't have been a more beautiful day. This is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment.
Thank you for watching. I'm Dina Huff, the Executive Director for the Partnership for Families, Children, and Youth. And this morning I just wanted to share with you a few things that we have going on this summer. I hope this summer has started off really well for everyone, and if you don't know of any camps to send your kids to, feel free to call us and we'll find you a camp. I know they have a lot of stuff going on this summer. We receive a lot of stuff through our email shared by our partners, and we try to share that with the folks that we share our email with. But if you're not on our email list, at the end of the filming, I'll give you my email address so you can email me or call me and inquire about a summer camp. But one summer camp that we're doing here at the Board of Ed Annex, and that's where we're located at our offices, is a summer STEM camp. And this is hosted by Walton Youth Project, and it's Wise Summer Intensive. And this is for high schoolers. And it is wellness, ingenuity, science, and engineering. And this is July the 7th through July 31st. And it, like I said, it's here at the Board of Ed Annex. And you can scan this in or have the information here to sign up. Now, I did say this is only high schoolers. We do have some slots left for some students. This is a free camp, and most of the camps that you will sign up for, there's a cost that goes with that camp. The cost is covered. And if you went to Georgia Tech for this camp, you would pay a lot of money. So like I said, this is a free camp. We need additional high schoolers. This is a great learning opportunity for students. It's hands-on. You will have a lot of experience, gain a lot of education. So if you're interested, I will attach this with the viewing after. And just to let you know, a couple of things from our other partners. Fish is well into the summer feeding program. We started, I think it was May the 28th, with fixing lunches. We're fixing over 2,000 lunches for our kids in Walton County, and we have folks that come in the morning beginning at 9:30 to start fixing the sandwiches, and it's like an assembly line. You just fix the sandwiches, you go through the line, and we have enough volunteers that one person doesn't have to do everything. So you fill the bag, and at the end, the person at the end will tie the bag, put it in the crate, and then after a few minutes, a delivery driver pulls up. That's another volunteer, and will put those crates in their car, and they have a route that they will take those crates to and deliver the meals for the kids for the summer. So we're well into that. We'll go through the end of July with that. And we do that Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you're ever interested in doing something a little extra this summer, or you have a little time on your hands, please feel free to come volunteer. You do have to sign up online and just Google fishofwalton.org, and that should take you to the website to volunteer for them. It's a great experience. If you need something to do with your older kids, I would say maybe 5th grade and up, that's a great opportunity. They can come help as well. We have our next collaborative meeting here at the Board of Ed Annex. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied this morning. But that collaborative meeting is here, and we will have some guest speakers. We would love to have you come attend those. Those are free of charge. You do get a free breakfast. A lot of networking, a lot of information shared during those meetings. And you don't have to register for that meeting. Just show up and collaborate with the other partners that we have. And we take the month of July off for our collaborative meetings, and then we come back in August. So if you have any questions for me here at the partnership, my direct line is 770-207-3175. My email address is Dena, D-E-N-A, .huff, H-U-F-F, at walton.k12.ga.us. And you'll get the information about what I shared this morning. So I hope you all have a great summer, and we will see you next time.
Hello, I'm Kenny Sargent with Keep Walton Beautiful in the Walton County Recycling Center. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. Super busy down here at the Recycling Center. Typically March, April, May, and through June is some of our busiest months here before it really gets hot. So I did want to give just a couple of reminders. We're still seeing a lot of yard debris come in. Just a reminder, we can't take trees, shrubs, grass clippings. A lot of people are trimming some of their bushes and trying to bring in those trimmings. We can't accept them here, and we're going to have to turn you around and send you to an inert landfill. So just to save you some time, you know, those items will need to go to an inert landfill. We have a couple of them in Walton County. Be happy to give you the number or directions to the nearest one to you. You can always call us here at 770-267-1421, and we will get you to the one closest to you. But we can't take those items here, and we're having to turn around a lot of cars right now. So just wanted to get that reminder out. And also remind everyone that we do have a limit on mattresses right now. We're only taking 2 per customer, whether it's a mattress or a box spring. Those are $10 each. We've had quite a few people coming in with a lot more than 2 mattresses, and we can only take 2 right now, trying to give everyone an equal opportunity to get those mattresses dropped off. Also wanted to remind you to try as best you can to take care of those mattresses. Keep them inside or in a garage or carport until you're ready to bring those down here to us. We have a lot of people that are just kind of sticking them outside, and they're getting rained on and damaged. These are being refurbished and reused, and they need to be in fair condition when we get them. So if they come in and they're tattered to shreds, there's holes burned all the way through them, the box springs completely busted up and broken, even if they're soaking wet, we really can't be taking those like that. So try to make sure they're in decent condition when they get here. The company that picks up the mattresses for us simply won't take them any other way. So just wanted to get those reminders out there to make sure you didn't run into any problems when you did come out here to visit us. Again, call us anytime if you have any questions about those items. Again, our number is 770-267-1421. Be happy to answer any questions you have. Moving forward, we have scheduled a document destruction day here at the Recycling Center. We're going to do that Saturday, September the 13th from 9 to 11. We'll start advertising for that event. We'll get it on our website and Facebook page. We'll also get that in the paper and online. So just be on the lookout for that. We've had a lot of people calling and asking when we would do our next shredding event here in Monroe at the recycling center. So we finally got that scheduled. Again, that's going to be Saturday, September the 13th from 9 to 11. It's a great opportunity to get rid of any sensitive documents you have that you don't want to just put in a recycling bin. There's a camera on the side of the truck. You can actually watch your documents be shredded, and they even pass out like certificates of destruction. So you know that it's safe to get those items shredded. Like I always do, I want to invite you to come out here, see what we do, let us walk you through. Show you what we're doing, help you get started recycling. If you're already an avid recycler, come out and see if there's other things you could be recycling. If you have any disposal questions or any other environmental questions, feel free to give us a call. If we don't have the answer, we'll find the answer out for you. So again, come out and see us, give us a call, 770-267-1421, and until next time, take care.
Hey, I'm Isaac with Reboot, giving you the Reboot Tech Tip. Again, I want to talk about a little bit about security. One thing I want to talk about is like checking your bank account transactions or your credit card transactions. Now, I personally don't do this a lot, but I do, every other month or every few months, I'll go through and just look and see what kind of transactions are coming through, especially if you do like auto pay on things. So there's been a few times where I've looked at my bank accounts and been like, well, I have no idea what this is, and I'll call the bank and they're like, oh, we don't know what it is either. And so we'll have to, usually I have to go down to the bank and be like, okay, well, let's figure it out. Like, where is this coming from? And it may be a process that they can do right then, or maybe a process that takes a couple days. And I'm trying to remember, there was a time or two where we had to figure out where it was coming from. We had to call that company. And I want to say once it was something that shouldn't have been there. And that just comes from me checking, what's the stuff that we sign up for, or something we might accidentally sign up for on the internet, or, something on some web page somewhere. It can be something as easy as like your email, and there's a little ad on the side, and you accidentally click on it, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do this, and then they're getting you for your $15-20 a month or whatever it may be. It's important to check those things. And again, I know it's kind of tedious or it's a pain, but I have found that it's been worth it. The other thing too that I want to talk about kind of in that same realm is phishing. So, and not phishing with an F, but phishing with a PH. There's lots of scams out there. You can get an email, and that's really the biggest thing about phishing is an email you might get. And it might look like it's from somebody you know, and it's really not. It may even be like a company you work with, but it's actually not. A lot of times what they'll do is they'll put like one letter in there that'll be different, or there might be like a hyphen in there, and I'm talking about from the email address. Or it may just be somehow that they can do like one uppercase letter, just stuff like that. It's easy to mimic an actual email address that you're familiar with. It could be somebody you're like, hey, look at this picture, and you click on the link. It's and I've only ever seen it be like a link. So you click on the link, and then it takes you to some website, or it just automatically downloads something, and you don't know that it's doing anything. It's doing all this stuff in the background, and then they're on your computer, whoever they may be. And it could be a year before they mess with you, or they may never mess with you. A lot of times what'll happen is they'll get on your computer, they start looking at your stuff, they watch you get on your bank account, they watch you look at your credit cards. They can tell what you're typing in, stuff like that. So the biggest thing is if you suspect anything, don't click on it. You know, call that person or call that company. Hey, what is this? Or if you accidentally click on it, you need to take it to a shop like us or whoever and have them look at it, you know, and explain what you did and what happened. Another big one with that is if you let anybody on your computer and you're not familiar with them or you don't know who they are, or you know, there's lots of fake websites set up like HP. There's HP is not doing it, but there's fake HP sites that get people all the time. They come in here and they're like, oh, this is a site I went to. Well, that's not an actual official HP site. Did you let somebody on your computer? Yes, we did. Okay. We need to wipe the computer. You know, there's no other way to fully fix it. So just be careful of the whole phishing thing. You know, one other thing on the phishing thing I want to touch on is you could just be on the internet and accidentally run your mouse over something and something downloads. Or you can run your mouse over, you don't even have to click on it now. You just run the cursor over, you know, something on some website, and it can actually be a reputable website, and then something flashes up. You know, this is Microsoft, call da-da-da-da-da. That's a scam. You know, don't call the number. Do not call the number. You know, you turn your computer off right away, boot the computer back up. If it's gone, you're okay. If it's not gone, again, you need to bring it to somebody like us. Let us look at it, you know, see if we can fix it. Well, I mean, we can fix it, but see what it takes to fix it. But anyway, that's it. Isaac with Reboot, giving you the Reboot Tech Tip. Come check out our computers. We sell new and used stuff. We also do repairs and all kind of stuff. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Jody Johnson. I'm here with another recreation report. Happy to see that spring is doing well. We're almost getting into summer. Kids about to get out of school, which means the splash pad out at Ayers Park is about to open. We'll open up this Saturday on the 16th, just before Memorial Day, and we plan on having a lot of folks out there. We have expanded what's going on out at Ayers Park. You'll see some construction if you go within the next few weeks. We've added 8 more pickleball courts out there, and they'll be completed by the 1st of June, ready to be played on. We've had a huge crowd of people playing pickleball, and that's across the nation, and Walton County is no different. We've added those 8 courts out there, so we'll have a total of 12 courts at Ayers Park. Of course, the splash pad is there, and we have that very nice frisbee golf course as well, which should bring a lot of people out to Ayers Park here in the near future. We also have some new pickleball courts going in Monroe at the Nowell Recreation Center. We've gone in and we've taken the old flooring out, and we're putting in a rubberized floor, and 7 pickleball courts will be put in the 2 gyms, so it should have a great place for people to play indoors at Nowell. We also have the ones out at the Ag Center, and then we have the 4 courts outside at the Ag Center as well. So lots of pickleball opportunities for you right now. I do believe the city of Social Circle has put in 4 courts down there, and then we're in the process of putting in 12 more courts behind Meridian Park in Loganville. So a great place to get out with your family, friends, and play pickleball. Our sports programs, we're all registering right now. Hopefully you have gotten registered for the summer sports, which is our basketball and volleyball, because we've already started practicing on those. And the fall sports registration ends very, very soon. If you haven't gotten registered, please go or call one of our community centers and say, well, you can reserve a spot. Our fall sports are football, cheerleading, soccer, baseball and softball, and cross country. So if you want to participate in any of those sports, if you haven't registered, because it ends this Friday, call one of our community centers in the area that you want to play in, and hopefully there's still a spot available. You can go in and register and get put on a waiting list, and then we'll try to fit you in. We usually try to get down through our waiting list as we find our volunteer coaches, and we have facilities available for you to play in. So get registered for any of our fall sports if you haven't. That's very important to do that. Our spring sports programs are all coming to an end. We try to end at least a couple weeks before school ends, so our end of the season countywide tournament is going on now, and then all of the teams will be forming all-star programs, which they'll go play other areas and then possibly state and national level events. So looking forward to all our all-star teams being formed and going and playing in their respective divisions. A lot of things are going on in the Recreation Department, including Walnut Grove, which is the biggest park that we have going right now. The softball complex should be finished by September 1st. So that's the start of our fall program for girls softball in the west end of the county. And then the rest of it, which is the amphitheater, the community center, all of that stuff will be done by December 31st. So we'll have that starting in January. So we'll be able to host several thousand people at a concerts or events that want to go on out there at the amphitheater. The community center will be available. We'll have a full workout center there. It just will not have a gymnasium at this community center at this present time. It is built where we can add on to it, but right now it won't have that. Lots of outdoor walking track and areas that'll be open. Hopefully that will be open part of the September, at least a portion of it will be open by the September 1st deadline for the softball complex. So looking forward to that. We've got a lot of construction going on here in Walton County, a lot of good parks for you to go to. Again, the best place to go is our website at waltoncountyga.gov, and you can see where those parks are near you. There's also pictures on there of the construction projects that we're doing. So thanks again for listening, and hope to see you again soon. Thanks.
Hi, thank you for coming in and seeing us today at Monroe Walton Center for the Arts. I thought I'd talk a little bit about our classes, kind of how they're organized. If you come in and see us, you'll see a monthly list of everything we have going on for the whole month on one page. We also have a separate thing you can pick up. This is really more of a poster for display, but we have our class and events handout that has everything also for the month with a little more information than this has. It's kind of a quick glance, but just in a nutshell, we have weekly classes for adults. We have weekly classes for kids. Those classes are ongoing most of the year round, and I'll come back to that in a minute. And then we also have kind of once and done classes that are either one time or maybe a 4-week course, but they're not ongoing. And then of course we have our summer camps coming up, and then we also have our literary events, so things like book signings or creative writing classes. So just to give you that kind of broad overview of everything that we have going on. The other thing we have going on are free creative gatherings. So that includes the Monroe Makers, that's every Thursday, the Artist Book Club, that's once a month, the writers groups, that we have 2 different writers groups that meet here once a month. The Old Time Music Jam meets here once a month. Sometimes they have a scheduled conflict, but they're usually here on the 3rd Saturday of the month. And then we have a book club. All those events are free. We also have receptions for the shows. So those are free as well. So we have a lot that's free. Of course, you can come in and visit us anytime. The gallery, every now and then somebody will ask me if there's a ticket price. Absolutely not. It's always free to see the gallery show. I did want to circle back to the kids' classes. 2 of our kids' classes only run September through April. So right now they're on break because we're getting ready for summer camp, and we'll have 6 weeks of summer camp in June and July, and then some of our kids' classes will start back up in September. Pottery goes year-round for kids and adults. So anyway, that's kind of a broad overview of the things that we have going on. Trying to think. We have ArtX. I wanted to highlight that. That's our art for special needs young adults. That's once a week. So come in, give us a shot. I think you'll be impressed with what we offer. Our once and done type classes can include everything from crafty type things like decorating baskets to a photography class, calligraphy, and then of course the sip and paint type classes. We have 2 of those a month. So do come in, either call us, visit our website. Our website's monroewaltonarts.org. Come in and pick up a class list. It's constantly being updated with new classes that we have going on.
Turn over to you to tell us all about Magnesium.
Hello, yes, thank you, Bill, for choosing Loganville to be your home. We're glad you're here. We wish you much success.
Thank you. Okay, so tell us, what do you do here?
Yeah, sure. So Magnesium of Loganville, we are a math-only learning center. We help both children and adults from counting up through calculus. We work with individualized learning plans. You bring your child in, we'll have a conversation, we'll do an assessment. We'll put together a learning plan for them and we'll work through that learning plan. But we don't only work through their learning plan, we'll also help them through their current schoolwork as well. Our job is to meet the children where they are along that math journey. So we'll do both remediation as well as enrichment. If you want a child that's trying to catch up, or if you want your child to get ahead and stay ahead, we are really the premier place to be in Loganville. And I'm excited to be here. I've absolutely loved working with the chamber. Principal for the day was fantastic. Loganville has been amazing to work with, and I really just can't say enough good things about being here. I thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. When did you open?
So technically opened the beginning of December. We tried to do our ribbon cutting in January, but a snowstorm had other plans for us. But fortuitously, we were able to do it today here on Pi Day, which is one of the most sacred math days of the year. So.
Yes. Tell us where you're located.
So we are located at 4044 Atlanta Highway, Suite 804. If you don't want to put it in Google Maps, just look for the Lowe's, the Dick's, and the Dollar Tree. Look for that little triangle shopping center. We're right in the middle. You can also find us online at magnesium.com/Loganville.
If someone was interested in bringing a child here, do they call and make an appointment? Do they make an appointment online? How does that happen?
So just like we want to meet the children where they are, we also want to meet the parents where they are. So if you want to call us, 770-341-MATH, 6284, you can call the center and we can set you up with an appointment for an assessment. If you want to go online to our website, magnesium.com/Loganville, you can sign up for an assessment there as well. I mean, heck, if you write me a physical letter and I get it, I will find a way to get you and your child in here to get assessed. Like I said, we really mean it when we say we want to meet the children where they are and we want to meet the parents where they are. It's a tough situation to go through when your child is struggling with math. We know that, we understand that, we want to do everything we can to make it easier on the families.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about what's going on around us right here.
So today is Pi Day, March 14th, 3.14, as you guys may already know. We have a couple of stations. Well, first of all, we're kicking off our summer programs. So we're going to do full day, half day camps over the summer. We're also doing catch up, which is basically unlimited sessions. This is really targeted for high school students, maybe athletes that may fall behind during the school year, and they need the ability to catch back up if they can't attend during the school year. They can come in over the summer. They can come in 5 days a week if they want to. We're going to be here. We're going to be ready to help them. Around here we have memorizing the digits of pi, where Mr. Matthew, my assistant center director, is so far in the lead. We also have pi words. Over here we have what is pi? The actual ratio between the diameter of a circle and the circumference, and a nice visualization to see that. And then over here we are doing what we call a slime pie. Slime, I mean, you knew what we were going to do. Slime's big, right? But basically, you dig in through the slime, you find the digits, and you make pi, make the number pi. And then in the back, we're going to have some pizza, we're going to have some pie. We don't normally have pizza and pie here during instructional hours, but, you know, we also do like to have fun in the back over there. We're unveiling what we call our cash tornado or our star tornado. We offer rewards to the kids. And so this is a great opportunity for if they do a mastery check and they should win something worthy, right? So we have a tornado machine where they can go in and for every dollar they catch, they earn stars. And those stars will go towards being able to buy stuff from our rewards cabinet. And you can see in our rewards cabinet, it's heavily stocked with Squishmallows because I follow what the children tell me, and they keep buying Squishmallows. I keep coming back. You know, if I leave for a day, I come back, it's empty. So I gotta go refill a little more Squishmallows. But yeah, we really want to make sure we're rewarding the children. make sure that we make it easy for the parents, and really just, we understand the struggle, and we're here to help.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Cut the ribbon?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's do it.
Thank you so much. All right.
Everybody say Pi Day.
Pi Day.
1, 2, 3, whack it.
Hey! Still got your fingers?
Everybody good?
Today on the Feed the Goats, we're going to try a new classic thin crusted pizza. So let's see what they think about this thin crusted pizza. All right, Sophie, would you like a bite of it? Oh, you do it. How about Heidi? I do think they like the thin crusted pizza. You grabbed the whole thing, didn't you, girl? Got one more here. 2 come in a package. These are out of date, so that's why I'm feeding them to the goats. And you notice how they bite up. They don't have top teeth. They're just cutting it with their bottom teeth, so they always bite up so the bottom teeth can cut through. Sophie, I think you've got a mouthful, don't you, girl? Here's Sophie. Here's Sophie. Heidi. Here's Sophie. Thank you, bye. And we've got some bread to try out here. Let's see. This is wheat Subway rolls. They've gone out of date too, so let's see what they do with these Subway rolls. Wheat, so they really ought to like this, having wheat in them. I think Heidi can out-eat Sophie. Well, I guess that's it for today on Feed the Goats. As you can tell, they like the crusted pizza and they like the Subway rolls. So this is Paul Mullins with Walton Entertainment.
Welcome to your community. This is your hometown. This is Walton Entertainment. This is where you can hear from the community and those making a difference.